Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another week of my moment of inspiration with me, Dr. BB, your goal, success, and life purpose coach. Yes, on this week episode, we will be talking and discussing about what you can build from nothing. Yes, you can build from nothing. So today I want to open up a little different than I normally do, and I want to talk about myself, how I came and bounced back from divorce, from pretty much being sued, and bankruptcy. So, just a little bit about me. Yes, I'm a professional, certified life, goal success, and life purpose coach. And I teach others how to go after their goals, but one, establish their goals and how to go about getting them, accomplishing them, and discovering what their purpose in life is all about. So I haven't always been who I am today. And guess what? I am still not where I'm supposed to be. So none of us are. But I am teaching others what I learned in my own personal journey in life. So just a little bit about me. As I stated, you can bounce back from nothing. You can build, should I say, from nothing. So about give or take now 13 years ago, more than that, I went through a tumultuous um, breakup, marriage, divorce, and it literally, in all honesty, could have broke me. It broke me just for a moment, just for a moment. But I had to think about it. I had two, at the time, young people that were counting on me. So I had to get my stuff together. I had to get my stuff together. I had to come back and talk to myself and say, Bessie, you got two individuals counting on you. Get up, get yourself together. And that's what I did. So I had always had the aspiration, and I pretty much did majority of the things I wanted to do prior to getting married. But there was a major milestone that well, two, let's say that, two things I want to do and accomplish in life. One was to purchase a home of my own, and then two, pursue higher education, higher than I had already accomplished, and that was to pursue and receive my doctoral degree, PhD. So I had to make a pivot in life. I had to get out of my pity party, dust myself off, and I had to get myself positioned and aligned with a place that I wanted to be. So I started doing the work. I started, getting, and I said it in a minute ago that I had a major lawsuit held against me through my ex. And now that was a challenge because it really took something out of me. But although it took something out of me, it gave me something I wasn't pretty much relying on, and that was my faith. So my faith grew stronger during that process of being sued. Not only during the lawsuit, but also during bankruptcy, because you have people going through in and out of your financial background and history and digging and diving into every aspect of your life. But also it made me feel like I was a failure, that I had failed somehow in life. But I thought about it. No, I'm not a failure. That's just something that just happened. And I can overcome and come back. And guess what? I did, because I did the work. I did, I deep dived into what I wanted, and I had to write out a game plan on how I was going to get there. So I started reading all these books, writing out a plan of action. That's one part I want you to make sure. When I got about 6 or 7 things I want you to leave with after I finish this story. So I had to do the work. And by me doing the work, the first thing I told you about was being sued. I had to hire an attorney, and she fought for me. And guess what? I won the case. I mean, till this day, and that's been now 18 years ago when I went through that. Now that event lasted for nearly almost 2 years. I was in a battle with this major organization coming against me. But guess what? Through faith, through prayer, and the blessing of having the awesome attorney I had at that time, I made it through and I won the case. The second thing I spoke about is going through in a tumultuous, and that those two things are connected, the lawsuit and the divorce. Because they couldn't find my ex, they came after me. So that even took a toll on me when we finally dissolved our marriage, because I had some not nice feelings towards that individual. But overall, I learned to forgive. And I allowed those things that I had experienced going through that lawsuit and the divorce to teach me to be a better person, to have more faith, to trust and believe in not only myself, but just take those lessons that I learned throughout that process, because you know what, it gave me more outlook on life, on the do's and don'ts of what to do in life when you're placed in those type of situations. So that was, both of those things were interconnected, but they were hard. But guess what? They made me who I am today. So I am very, very conscientious and very proactive in my business sector or business life. And I take the lessons I learned from those two situations or events in my life to be a better person, a better steward over what I've been given to in my relationships, whether it be professional or personal. I take away from those two events, and they have helped me be a better me, that I can be a better person for you. Let's put it that way. And then the third event, bankruptcy. Each one happened back to back. It happened, there were increments in time frames, but they all were interconnected. The bankruptcy was the last thing that I went through. And that became a toll, because at the same time I was going through bankruptcy, I wanted to leave where I was living. And I'm like, how in the world I'm going to do this? I already went through this lawsuit. And here I done went through a bad relationship, a bad marriage, breakup. And then here I am again at a pivotal point in my life where my children are counting on me, and I'm in divorce. It's like, how in the world did I end up here? And it's like it was like a 3-4 year gap between each event. But I say all of this to say, and it goes back to the topic at hand. You can build from nothing. Had I not gone through what I went through, I would not be a witness to you to tell you that you can build for nothing. From each event, I learned something. I learned something that I didn't know about me before. I learned that I was a hard worker. I had tenacity, that if I was diligent in my pursuit of whatever I was trying to strive to accomplish, that I can do it. And on top of that, in the midst of all of that, I was able to accomplish two of those major goals, is that I end up going back to school, pursuing my doctoral degree, and at the same time, despite the fact that I filed bankruptcy, I was able to purchase a home. So had I not gone through those three events, I would have never knew what it meant to be perseverant, to be diligent, or have tenacity, to have that faith that I needed to go through each and every event. And also at the same time, maintain a positive mindset and my peace and joy. So that is a little bit about what I went through. That you can build from nothing. You can go through bankruptcy and still buy a home. You can leave, or I'm not going to say leave, but you can go through a bad relationship and still come out finding out who you are, your goals, your aspirations. You don't have to lose yourself. You can still find joy and peace. You can still find happiness. You can still find love again. But the first love, it should be falling in love with you. That's another, I didn't mention that. But we will come back at another date, another time, and I get a little bit more story time on how I was able to fall in love with me again throughout that bad relationship. But that is not what I want to leave you with today. Here are the points I want you to go away with based on what I learned in my journey on those 3 events. Is that I had to gain an accountability partner. I had to find someone who would hold my feet to the fire. If I disclose something and I say, hey, this is what I wanted to do, they held me to my word. They told me or reminded me, hey, Bessie, remember you told me this? What happened to it? They held my feet to the fire. They held me accountable to my words. So that's one thing in regards to building from nothing. Find someone that you can trust, who's positive, who's going to hold you, and they're not going to play the radio with you. You don't need nobody. You don't need a yes man. You need someone in your corner who's going to tell you no, who's going to be hard in your face and tell you the truth through love. Find an accountability partner. 2, read helpful and inspirational literature. Find books. There are plenty of books and people here or any platform, social media platform, who's providing inspiration. Hey, I'm one of them. That will provide you with inspiration on how to do what you're trying to do or become better at who you say you want to be and do in life, to build from where you are right now. Number 3, journal your thoughts. Write down everything every thought, good or bad. Write them down. Write down your goals. Write down your aspirations. And that goes hand in hand, and I'll come back to, well, this is part of the next one. Develop a plan of action. That goes with journaling your thoughts down. Write down your goals and provide a projected timeline that you would like to accomplish. Now, it doesn't mean that you will accomplish those goals on that timeline, but make sure you have something visual. As the Word of God says, write the plan, make the vision. Go back to saying, write the vision, make it plain. But write it down. You can't say you want to do something if you have not yet written it down. And then again, if you don't write it down, guess what? You could forget. So write that plan down. Then, vital important. Now, I know that, and I'm not going to be disrespectful. You might be someone who does not follow who I follow. But whatever your God is, to whomever you pray to him. Build your faith. Build your faith. Build your faith. I'm going to say it again. Build your faith. That is how I made it. From nothing. Building my faith in the one I believe in. Then, be persistent, consistent, and patient. Remember, persistent, consistent, and patient. PCP. Persistent, consistent, and patient. Whatever you're going through, you got to persist. You got to be persistent. You got to be consistent in your efforts. And through all of that, you got to be patient. Everything works at a time and place in a season. But through all, you have to be patient. You can't be a microwave baby. You can't say, I want it now, and it's going to happen, because that is not life. It's not everything that happens instantaneously is not necessarily going to be for you. You got to be patient. You got to learn what you have to learn where you are. So remember PCP. Persistent, consistent, and patient. Then, last but not least, surround yourself with people who have already overcome what you're going through. That's the key. And that goes back to even accountability partners. Surround yourself with people who've already gone through what you're trying to go through. Not only gone through, but to surround yourself with people who've already done what you're trying to do. So that is all in regards that you can build from nothing. You can bounce back from bankruptcy. You can have a negative derogatory credit report and still bounce back. You can, if you dropped out of college unexpectedly, you can continue and go back whenever it's time and pursue and finish your degree. You can leave a bad relationship and still find love again. Whatever experiences you have experienced, you can bounce back and you can build from nothing. This is your goal, success, and life purchase coach. Thank you for joining me again for a moment of inspiration with Dr. BB. And as I always say, meet me this same time, same place next Thursday on the same channel. And if you have not yet, click the subscribe button, wherever it is, right here, over there. And follow me on IG or Facebook as well. Share, like, and tell others about me. Until this time, same place, this is Dr. BB. See you next week. Love and peace. Bye.